What's up, Disney lovers? I'm a certified Disney expert, and I'm here to tell you the best time to go to Disney World for you and your family, based on whether or not you have children, you're going on a solo trip, or you just want to have a great time at Disney World with low crowds. I also make amazing Disney World videos every single week to really help you plan your Disney vacations. I just wrapped up a series where I went over the best rides at every single park, as well as the rides you shouldn't be doing at each and every park. And if you're a true Disney lover, you need to subscribe right now. With that out of the way, let's jump into a time machine and improve on a video I made a long time ago and really go step by step into detail of when the best time to go to Disney World is, and I'll see you in like 20 seconds.
Right off the bat, let's get rid of the summer months. It's not the ideal time to go to Disney World. Too much hotness. I can't even think straight just thinking about it. Too much rain, too much hurricanes, too many crowds. Summer, out of here, not the ideal time. Still a great time if you gotta go during the summer because your kid's school. I get that, but it's not the best time to go to Disney World, so let's move on.
Well, actually, before we move on, I went to Disney World in the summer last year, and it actually wasn't that bad. But a pro tip, if you have children and you must go during the summer, go as late as possible because the likelihood of there being more crowds is even less when you go in the later months.
So for the summer, I'm qualifying May, June, July, August. Get rid of you. September, we'll come back to you. October, you got Halloween. It's so busy, and just go.
I don't know why I did that, but the beginning of October before Halloween is actually a good time to go to Disney World. There's more crowds because there are some more festivals and things like that, but still a decent time to go to Disney World.
As far as weather goes, November is pretty perfect in Florida. Not much rain, not much heat, but the crowds in November. You got Veterans Day, you got Thanksgiving, the whole week. There's still a lot of crowds in November. We're looking for little crowds, little rain, little heat. Can we find it? December?
Okay, so old Josh is actually right. November is not the greatest time. I was gonna say it's a decent time, but it's actually not the greatest time. It's pretty busy, not as busy as this month we're about to get into, but November pretty busy, especially when you're getting close to Thanksgiving. I would suggest probably not going during this time unless you just don't mind the crowds. Weather's good though.
Okay, so December. You might think I'm gonna bash it because of Christmas and the holidays, but listen, the beginning of December is actually a pretty good time to visit Disney World, but the end of it, no, the busiest time of the year. Do not go unless you just like watching crowds of people. Literally, you cannot walk in front of you like a centimeter before running into someone. Don't go to Disney World at the end of December or beginning of January. Way too busy. Like I said, Magic Kingdom completely full. You cannot fit a single ant inside of Magic Kingdom at the moment. Completely full, closed. Said that a million times, but let's keep going. January.
Okay, so I'm actually spot on with that. December is extremely busy, and around Christmas time, it's literally the busiest time you can go, besides maybe January 1st. So if you're going during the holidays, please just be aware that the crowd levels are insane and are literally the busiest time of the year you can go to Disney World.
Like I said, don't go to Disney World for New Year's. It sounds like a great idea in your head. I've done it, and there's way too many people. The fireworks are good. Just watch them from outside of the park. I used to live in an apartment where you could see the fireworks going off in the backyard. Do that. You can go camping outside of Disney World, watch the fireworks there. You don't have to deal with all the crowds. It's insane. Okay, so what about mid-January? Is mid-January a good time to go to Disney World? And I would say, yeah, it's a great time to go to Disney World actually, because the crowds from the New Year's celebrations, they're gone. Kids are in school. It's a great time to go to Disney World. Not to mention the weather is also very good. It can get a little chilly at nighttime, but during the day you should be good. Just bring a sweater.
Yeah, definitely bring a sweater in January, but other than that, the crowd levels are pretty good to great sometimes. But let's see what this guy has to say.
And don't go during Martin Luther King Jr. the whole week. So you can go like 5 days before and 5 days after, but don't go that 10-day time frame. It's gonna be very busy.
Okay, so maybe not 10 days, probably like 5, but 10, you can be extra safe.
Okay, so February, it's actually very similar. Just avoid President's Day. Basically the same weather, same crowd levels, pretty low. Just avoid President's Day a week or that 10-day time frame just to be safe. Great time to visit Disney World in February. Okay, so March, we kind of did this in a weird way. We should have started with January and then moved on, but you guys got this, you're smart.
Yeah, I should have started with January, ended with December, but you know, it is what it is at this point.
But March, go in the first week of March, you should be good, because other than that, you're gonna have the spring break crowd and then it's just gonna be super busy. Same with April, there's even more spring breakers. It's not the ideal time. Weather's pretty good, but spring breakers, nah.
Yeah, spring break is actually more busy than the summer because the summer has hotter weather and in the spring the weather's much better. So spring break is actually more crowded than the summer, so that's something to be aware of.
Oh, we almost forgot about September. We can't forget about September. I feel like September, no one really thinks about it. It's like no one's favorite.
Okay, so I'm about to rant about September and go on forever and ever, but I'll just spare you that. I will say that September is actually the best time to visit Disney World if you're going on a solo trip. And that's because of the Food and Wine Festival in Epcot. This is a great festival, but if you have younger kids, there can be some drunk people just around everywhere, and the kids may not love all the food either. So if you're going on a solo trip or just a husband-wife couple, boyfriend-girlfriend, something like that, September is great. There are low crowds, medium to low crowds, weather is good, and the Food and Wine Festival is one of my favorites in all of Disney World, and definitely my favorite festival.
Just avoid some holiday. Let me look at the holiday is Labor Day. Avoid Labor Day and you should be good.
Okay. Yeah, now you see why I skipped that part, but yeah, avoid Labor Day and you're all set.
Think about what I'm saying here. We're basically saying when the school kids are out of school, don't go to Disney World. You want to forget those school kids, go when they're not on break, when they're in school, and you can have Disney World all to yourself.
Okay, so this isn't 100% true. You cannot have Disney World all to yourself, like I said in this video. But if you don't have children, try to look at the break calendars and see when they're on break and when they're in school, and try to go when they're in school. The locals will still be there on the weekends, but the kids won't be, hopefully.
Our first contestant is January, late January.
Okay, so this is a recap of the best times to go to Disney World. Just so you know, I know some of you were confused about what I was even talking about here.
Early February and early March. Don't forget about September, because we always forget about September, and we're immediately scratching off March because there might be some spring breakers.
Early March is actually good. Late March, we'll have spring breakers.
So we have late January, early February, and late September because of that one holiday that I forgot.
The best time to visit Disney World is definitely not during Labor Day, as I keep forgetting, but when is the best time? Let's find out.
I'm ultimately going to crown late January and early February as the winner because of the weather. Weather in late January, early February is great at Disney World. It's a little cooler, like low 70s into the 60s, maybe possibly into the 50s at night. Bring a sweater, you're all good. Perfect weather and low crowds.
And I would say if you're searching for the lowest crowds, January, late January, and early February are the best times as far as crowd levels go. But if you're wanting to go to the Food and Wine Festival, which I would suggest, September might be the way to go for you.
And that's going to wrap up today's video.
Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's video. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and drop a like on it because it really helps out the video and the channel. And be sure you watch my other videos because I ranked the best rides at Magic Kingdom and the best rides at Animal Kingdom. I know you love them, and I'll see you next week.